this live is to create awareness for my missing daughter, Georgina, who has now been missing for over 7 years. Sandrine. Okay, thanks, yeah. We've got this for another week. Yeah, I saw that. It's supposed to be like a heat wave, isn't it? Which is good. But today it's quite windy, actually. But shouldn't complain. I haven't got any updates or anything like that. I'm just here mainly to keep Georgina's story going. Oh, I love the lighter evenings, Mary. Yeah, I love them. Nothing better. At least you feel like you've got a bit of the day's longer, and you can, like, I go to the allotment sometimes, and I can stay up there longer. That's the best part about it. Yeah, so as I was saying, I don't have any updates, but I'm just here to keep Georgina's story going, keep talking about Georgina. I saw the banisters in Worthing. Yes, I'm Georgina's mum. So the 7-year anniversary has been and gone. There's nothing new from the police. No sightings at all. Well, I mean, the people have contacted the police with what they think may have been her, and the police have looked into it, and it's not been her. I think there's been like 60 or 70 of them, different ones, and some of them I've seen, not all of them, in various places all around the UK and Ireland, even places like that. Tilly spam. It's really not your business why I didn't report her missing. I don't have to answer any questions that I do not wish to answer. As the police told me, the members of the public are, you do not have to, don't justify yourself for anything. Georgina was an adult when she went missing. She had her own life. She wasn't living here. So there's various reasons why, and I do not have to explain myself. I've put 7 years of... Well, she has gone missing without a trace, and there's many people that have gone missing without a trace. If you look at the cases, there isn't a camera on every street corner, Tilly spam, for your information. There's not a CCTV on every street corner, and especially 7 years ago there wasn't. The ones that were there, most of them wasn't even working. There's many people. You look at Claudia Lawrence, who went missing how many years ago, 14 years ago, without a trace. They don't know what happened to her. There's just speculations and people's stories of what happened. I could list lots of them, actually. I follow lots of them, and they don't have any idea. Look at Leah Croucher. Look at I followed that. The girl from Milton Keynes who went missing. They accused her brother, they accused her father, they accused her boyfriend. And when it turned out she was a few years later. Thank you, The Observer. She was deceased in someone's completely different story in a loft somewhere. Georgina was an adult when she went missing. She had her own life. What else can I say? We didn't think she was missing. at that time. We didn't know. And to be honest, even for a few months later, we still didn't believe that Georgina was missing. But I've fought over the past 7 years to try and get answers, to try and get information, just campaigning for Georgina. I actually put my life into finding Georgina, finding answers for us as a family and for her children as well. She's got 2 children. Nobody knows what goes on behind the missing person's family, what they have to endure, what they go through, all the trolling. It's actually quite awful, if I'm honest. The amount of messages, the amount of the commenting, what people think, what their theories. I wouldn't dream of doing that myself to people, to a missing person's family, and we've had it all. Georgina was last seen in Worthing, Sussex on the morning of the 7th of March 2018. I have literally campaigned daily since that time. There may be a few days here and there that I haven't, but my journey with this has been continuous, and I can tell you that. We started our Facebook page not long after Georgina went missing. We was advised from the Sussex Police to set up a Facebook page because we had no idea what to do at that time. We thought she maybe just gone off with some friends. It was complete. We didn't know what to do, but we didn't think she was a missing person. That's a fact. We thought maybe she'd gone off with some friends, maybe she had her relationship wasn't great with her boyfriend at the time, maybe she wanted to break, maybe she wanted to lay low and not want anyone to know where she was. All things like that. Hi, little Miss Candy Cane. Everybody's been questioned. Low carb. I mean, I wouldn't expect any other mother not to, personally. And if they didn't, I would think, why aren't they? I mean, I do get it. Some people can't do it. It is mentally draining, if I'm honest. It is mentally draining. It does take over your life. But I want the answers. I don't want to go on for the rest of my life doing this or wondering where my daughter is or what happened to her. People do know something. Thank you, little legs. Thank you. Thank you, Nina. People don't. There are people out there that know, and they're not. They just shut up and turned a blood. Yes, we've heard you, Bella. We've heard you. We've heard all the ones that say question. You can't just go accusing anybody, just boyfriends or whatever. People go, oh, yeah, it's always the one closest to them. Well, it's not always true. They have been questioned. He has been questioned. And the police have got nothing, no link. They can't link him at all to her disappearance. So, I can't go around accusing him or anybody else that I know that she was acquainted to at the time. But, you know, all the people that she knew at that time, none of them have come forward. None of them have come forward to say they saw her that time. And that they've got a duty to do that, really. If that was my friend, I would come forward and say I saw her at that time. The last time I saw her, but no. Eliza, we're in Worthing. It's not always the boyfriend. I can assure you, it's not always the boyfriend. And you know, for anyone who says or question the boyfriend, they think that they haven't been questioned. Then everybody's been questioned. Everybody's been questioned. So the police have got nothing on the boyfriend. They can't link the boyfriend to her disappearance at all. People are so quick to say, oh, must be him, must be her, you know. But you just can't go accusing any random person. Miss Lisko, yes, my daughter, yeah. No, I haven't got any gut feelings about anyone. To be honest, I didn't really know the people that she was sort of hanging around, was friends with at that time. Her old friends, school friends, that were the ones that she hadn't really seen for a long time. She kept in touch with them, but she hadn't seen those, and I knew them. But the people that she knew around the time she went missing, I didn't know. I didn't know any of them, only her boyfriend. I mean, when I've been in town, when I've done vigils, when I've done anniversary things in the middle of town, and sometimes people have walked past and they stop and they look, and I've been with people and they said, do you know her? Yeah, I used to know her, and they walk off. That was it. The police tell me there's so much different talk that goes around. The sightings are with a male. What sightings, Lily? Spam. There's no... The sightings of what? There was no sightings of her with her boyfriend. There was... The sightings of CCTV in the town centre. The police can't even confirm that it was her. They won't confirm that it was her because they say they cannot confirm it. There's nothing to corroborate that with. So for them, the last sighting was in Clifton Road. The sightings coming up Clifton Road, where somebody come forward early on in the investigation to say they thought they looked out the window and they saw... There was no sightings with the boyfriend. If you think that, go to the police then, all right? The police have looked into it. There was no sightings with the boyfriend. There was maybe a sighting with two males walking up the road, but none of them was the same as the boyfriend. I think that Midlands, we're probably being we probably know where they come from, don't we? No need to mention the names. Hi, Jem. I mean, I think that the investigation wasn't substantial in the beginning. It wasn't very thorough. And that's where the mistakes were made, the failures. By the time we had the new SIO in 2019, he unfortunately inherited a bad investigation. That's my belief and my daughter's beliefs, which it was too late really for him to correct it, and it's not easy for them to go back and redo and mistakes and things that have been made, because it's too late by them. They can't do them then 2-3 years later. But I just have to continue, sadly, to try and get answers, to try and find out what happened to my daughter. Thank you, Blue. Thank you. You know, we need to know. That's my main thing now in my life, is to find out what happened or where she may be, because we need to, obviously, if something's happened to her, which, you know, we do believe that, she needs to be brought home with dignity and laid to rest. The police tell us, well, their theory now this time at this stage is that she come to some harm by maybe unintentionally, or the other way, come to harm intentionally by somebody, was harmed by somebody, or, you know, when I say unintentionally, was, say, for example, she was with some people, something happened to her and they got scared and hid her, and they, you know, if there's a group of them, they sort of make a pact that nobody tells anything, not to incriminate each other. This is just their idea. It's not that they've got any knowledge of that. And also by suicide, which I absolutely do not agree with. Absolutely not. But they said that the NCA recommends that on a case like this, they always they have to include that. But I don't believe that she would have harmed herself. No, nobody knows. Stacey, no, they haven't found her. Hi Dizzy, how are you? Thanks for joining. No, they haven't closed it, but it's just not very active, that's all. I'm okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm okay. It's not closed, but it's not active. And as they tell us when we meet them, sort of once a year probably, that nobody's coming forward with information, and you know, they haven't got anything to keep looking at. So until anybody does, then it'll only be activated by people giving them information, which they'll look at and work upon. They said that anything they get now is usually things that they've heard before. Rachel, yes, my daughter. They've heard before, mostly. Yeah, this is my daughter here. last seen in Worthing, Sussex. She was 30 when she was last seen. She's now 37, she'll be 38 this year. Mummy to 2 boys who was 6 and 7 when they last saw their mummy. Now they're now 14 and 15. Well, yes, it is my daughter. I'll only answer questions relevant to Georgina's story, her case. Thank you, little Miss Candy Cane. Thank you. Well, they've investigated, they've looked into things. They said there's nothing really else they can do because they can't find out. You know, they're at a brick wall, basically. But for me, it's just keeping Georgina's story out there, keeping her name out there so that she's not forgotten, hoping that Rachel, no trace at all. They won't. The police won't put a news appeal up. They do one on. They do one on the birthday and on the anniversary, but it's not like a TV appeal. The police don't do TV appeals. Hi, Harrison. It's only if TV stations or media outlets pick it up the story themselves. I think it was BBC South on the 7-year anniversary. They contacted me to do a story, and they came. Nothing has ever been found, and that's why when the police recorded Georgina's case as a nobody homicide in 2019, I questioned it. We questioned it and said we can't accept that because you haven't found anything of hers. You've got no information. Nobody's come forward to say that you can. You've seen her coming to any harm or seen her with any. No one's absolutely seen nothing. So how can you then make a statement and say that this is now a murder case? So for us, it's not something that really is acceptable. Also, Crime Stoppers put out the appeal and said that this was put the 20,000 reward up for anyone who got information for the murder of Georgina. The 20,000 is only payable on a conviction, an information and conviction. And at the time, I did email Crime Stoppers and say, how can you say that with there's no evidence? We know we're not silly. We know. Crime Stoppers. We were told last year that the police have to actually apply to Crime Stoppers every 3 months for them to update it. It's not once they issue this reward, it's sort of continuous. It's not. We were told that it's not, and sometimes they can refuse. I'm not actually sure if it's even ongoing at the moment. I haven't asked them. They did tell me that it was running out in March, and the police wasn't sure if they were going to continue putting in for the funding from Crime Stoppers. They may try and get it from the police fund themselves. That means then they've got total control over it. Otherwise, with the Crime Stoppers, they don't have control over it. So I don't really know what's happening there, but they said, because Crime Stoppers had said, because nobody had ever tried to come forward with any information or tried to claim it, they was probably going to withdraw it. I don't know, Lily. I have no idea. I can't say. I do probably feel that she's come to some harm, but I mean, I don't know what's come. If every time you put posters up, I don't know what happens. I mean, on the anniversary, I was in town with 2 other people, and we must have put up like maybe 200 or 300 posters all around Worthing. Oh, that was just on the anniversary, 7-year anniversary. But whether the police get anybody coming in with any information, the police were in town for 2 days around the anniversary, talking to people. They said there was no new information. It was, it was varied. What they spoke to about people told them it was very varied. But no new information. And the police have got no, it's not anything the police haven't heard before. I really don't know if they're working on anything right now. I haven't had a meeting for over 6 months now, but they don't email and say we're doing this and that. It's not like what people think. People think that we're in constant contact, and I've probably got a hotline to the police team and things like that. It's not like that. Maybe if it's a fast-running missing persons case who's gone missing, and they've just gone missing, and some high-profile missing persons, they may have a direct link. Hi, Sarah. No, sadly, unfortunately, nothing. Just here talking about Georgina, just keeping her name out there, keeping her out there. I feel that if I don't do that, Georgina will be forgotten about. Her story will be forgotten about, and she'll just become one of the other many cases that even I sort of scroll through on websites and things and come across and think, oh, I've never heard about this person. And there's many. Thank you, Jem. There's several that I'd never heard of, like Lana Purcell, young girl who went missing, Natalie Putt, just several of them, and these ones all quite remind me of Georgina's case, where they had police failures, and the family sort of were constantly out, sort of campaigning and postering things. So, yeah. Jem, no. I won't give up for as long as I do. It does worry me sometimes. I think, how long could, maybe in years to come, when I'm older, maybe I might not be able to get out and do this, and it's a worrying thought, because that's what you think about. How am I going to continue to do this forever, for as long as it takes? Another young woman gone missing in Hyde Park. When was that then? I've not seen that. Yeah, I know you can only do as much as you can, but... I mean, even if I go away for a few days, I feel a bit guilty then, because I sort of don't really do anything for a couple. If we go away, we might sort of get an Airbnb for a couple of days with the boys and go away and just sort of do some things. And I sort of think, oh, I haven't done anything. I haven't made any videos. I haven't wrote any post about Georgina, but I just feel that I should be doing things all the time. Central London. Yeah, I know where Hyde Park is, but I mean, how can someone go missing in Hyde Park? It's just a park, isn't it? I've not seen it on the news. Mind you, I don't really watch television like that as such. Any news that I get off just social media like TikTok or Facebook and things and alerts, but I don't really turn on the news. Hi Dee, how are you? You can only do what you can do. Her name, Portia. I can't remember. Maybe I did see it, but I might have scrolled through it this morning. I don't think. Her Mother's Day. What did I do on Mother's Day? I was actually doing something really random. I was at my allotment with one of my daughters because I'd seen my other daughter on the Friday, and we sort of that was our Mother's Day. And because she was doing something on the Sunday. And my other daughter, one of my youngest daughter, we took the shed down in our allotment. And then she brought a packed lunch, sort of a packed lunch to the allotment, like a picnic lunch. It was a really lovely day on the Sunday. It was so sunny and lovely, and the boys were there, and sort of they helped a bit. So that was it was a really different Mother's Day, but usually we have it all together. But like they've got partners now, and they have to go to that one's the partner's mother as well, and split the time, and so it sort of it becomes a bit different, the family, doesn't it? It was still nice. Check out and share video if you're missing. Yeah, I'll do that after. I mean, there are actually so many missing people. I mean, so many pages on here with missing people who promote missing persons cases and investigations. I do follow some of them, and I try to repost a lot of them, but I don't always sort of follow them up because I just don't have the time. To be honest, I don't have the time because I'm either sort of making video, doing that, looking after the boys, going to meetings because of the boys and things like this. So I don't always have that time to put into following other missing cases. I don't know what, Sarah. I don't know what happened. I've no idea. I wish I did, but I don't. I don't feel that she's living another life somewhere else and she's gone off to start. I definitely don't. 100%. But I don't know what happened. I don't think they have the adequate training for the way they handle missing person cases, if I'm honest. Yeah, there's Rachel. Yeah, there's so many. As I said, there's so many that I've looked at and I know about that have not had, you know, that much media, people talking about them, and then they get they drift into the background and it becomes years and years. I did have a few in the very beginning, a few private investigators, but they only sort of hung around for a couple of months and sort of disappeared. Another one sort of looked into quite a few things, but and then I think he was at uni, and then said he couldn't do any more. Hi.
Hi.
Just on my line.
I'm tired.
We have got a website that we set up ourselves with information on. As you know, as I say, I always do talk about the Wikipedia. There's so much untruths on there, or people that have just added bits themselves. But we've got our own website, which is pinned there. We've got the Facebook page, which mostly is very shows the same really as here. Just warming me. Thank you.